Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Corruptor, bringing you a review, a surprise impromptu review of the Nerf Corruptor. Yes. I have to collect every zombie strike blaster, so yeah, but in all honesty, after fiddling around with it, there's a reason why I'm not going to use the whiteboard on this one. It is because it is a very skippable blaster. If I use my normal criteria, this blaster would fail. Okay. First, the advertisement. Buy my book, Epic and Cassius Crossroads, AuthorHouse.com or BarnesNobles.com. You can buy it digitally too, but buy the hard copy, I believe, in physical media. Anyway, so why would this thing fail my criteria? Well, it's very, very, very simple. It has no attachment points except for the rails, so I can't use my mega darts. It has no accessories with it. I put the scope on it just to deal with that. And it has a very interesting silhouette to it that is fairly... This reminds me of a weapon. I just don't know what weapon. Whether it be a video game weapon or whether it be a real life weapon. It kind of looks like the Lancer to me from Gears of War. There is something about this blaster that feels off to me, design wise. I don't know what it is. It's like maybe it's something from Fallout, like one of the pipe weapons. I just don't know what it is, but it bothers me. And so it looks cool if the paint job wasn't so bad. Like, you can see there's a lot of detail on this blaster, and I'm surprised they painted both sides. But just like all zombie strike blasters, this is very detailed. But it's just ruined by the paint job. Like these parts right here, I'm not gonna paint these, but I don't like this on it at all. But sanding it off is gonna ruin the look. And I get the idea. It's supposed to fire syringes. Look at that. That's pretty cool. It's bolt action. You put a bolt on each side like the that one other blaster. I didn't do it because I definitely am going to paint this. I like the gauge on it. I wish this came off. This is such a pain. Because this seems to be the right size for this to be a freaking attachment point. And it only fires on average 65. Because it's hard to actually measure this thing, but if you look at the inside of this freaking barrel, it's like, oh, it's wide open. See? Ta-da. But the problem is I can't measure it so well. So yes. And here's the sliding door. It took me a while to even find that. I experienced no jams and all that. Is it comfortable? Well, the grip is. It's like absolutely perfect. The stock is just too short. Put my hand on here, on the rail. So, this is awkward. The mag is actually pretty decent. Like, the material doesn't feel like a normal mag, but it's pretty good. How's the bolt, you may ask? Well, watch this. Well, it was malfunctioning earlier. The bolt is not the best. It is very finicky. The mag, again, no jams, no malfunctions. But there were times where I really had to mess with the bolt. And all that. See, look, here we go. Like, something's causing it to not want to move forward. And you've got to pull it back a little bit, and there you go. So I can see that being a problem. At least the release thing is very noticeable. I like this extra dart storage at the back. Too bad this is useless on this blaster. I think this blaster would have been better if it was like the lock and load, where you could just put the darts in and all that. It would have had a better profile too. And probably would have functioned a lot better as well. But yeah, that if this was a hyper blaster, definitely a flywheel blaster. There's plenty of room in here for a flywheel. I don't know why they didn't do it. But it does remind me a little bit of the plasma rifles. So I might paint it to look like a plasma rifle. So I guess all of it's going to be like a gunmetal gray. except for all these green parts, which I hope will be easy to paint. And maybe this tubing right here, I made that copper, like copper wiring. But it's not even copper wiring though. It's like, I think the red parts I had to make copper. This stuff has to stay gray because it's freaking firing some freaking plasma or FEV. Well, it is firing syringes filled with some kind of toxin. So yeah, and the price is $25, which, you know what, I think is actually pretty reasonable. I know that it's for this blaster. It's like, it does feel like it's a $25 blaster. It's just that you could buy way better blasters for $25. So yeah, you don't really need this at all. So if it was a $20 blaster, perfectly fine. If it was a $15 blaster, absolutely. But no, not right now, because you don't really need that. Oh, I can make this copper. Yeah, I'll make this copper. Yeah. That's a pipe. But anyway, so I'm very, very disappointed. Except something hit me with this blaster. And and it was that moment where I'm like, oh, it's not even sling attachment points on this thing. They're made up sling attachment points. Just notice that. But that thing was like, oh, Plague Doctor blaster. Because I actually, during the pandemic, would dress up as a plague doctor and go around the town to mess with people. Mostly Karens. This is the perfect blaster for Halloween, in a Halloween Nerf game, as a plague doctor fighting against zombies. I like, okay, just the cosplay purposes, like, this is good. So it's a novelty. It's a novelty blaster. That's my ruling on it. Get it if you're going to cosplay with this and all that. But other than that, it's worthless. On sale, pretty decent. It's not a bad blaster. It even has slam fire. I thought that was pretty neat. If you want to make like a Fallout, this is a plasma rifle. There you go. Do that. It's not the worst blaster. It's just very underwhelming for what we're getting. Because if this was a flywheel blaster, even like a strife blaster, amazing. This would have been perfectly fine. If this was, or like had like one of those ones you open up and like the regulator or the hyperfire, perfectly fine. It would have been a great blaster if it's automatic as well. But no, it's not. It's just a bolt action. And so, yeah. Also in the comments, tell me if I should paint the mag. But anyway, what a shame. Like, Nerf, you could have done really good. You did okay. But like, the creativity is there. This is not a bad looking blaster. It's just, we don't need this blaster. We need something a little bit better. But the idea, the creativity, that's what I like about it. And that's really why I'm into Nerf too. It's just like, yes, what Academy turned you into. Yes, my precious. Yes, my precious. It's alive. 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 Anyway, stay away from your. So, thank you. Thank you all very much. You all have a nice day. Bye-bye.